All right, guys, we are here to talk about crypto stocks, everything collapsing. I want to talk to you guys about the AI stocks and what Trump is trying to do to make sure that this doesn't happen, but it is going to happen eventually. It's called the AI bubble. We got Bitcoin going down. We got all type of hell breaking loose. We got XRP. Let's actually look at where XRP is at today. XRP looking like it's about to break down to levels from like a year ago, 2 years ago. So this is where XRP is at. I know there's a lot of people that invest in this. XRP in the last month is down 24%. In the last year is down 43%. So we're cooked. Ladies and gentlemen, we are cooked. We are fried, but something bigger is happening. And I want to talk to you guys about what I think is happening right now. Welcome to the LV Investing channel. I know it's really small right now. I know there's not that many people, but you are going to be the first where we could talk about all of the collapses that are coming, right? Because it's not just Bitcoin. It's not just XRP. It's the actual stock market. When we look at the stock market, we look at all these companies that are basically holding up the stock market today. The stock market is basically filled up with U.S. technology companies and technology stocks that are all pretty much going broke. And we got to talk about the bubble because this should worry you. Right now, if you are holding dollars, right, the U.S. currency is collapsing as well. These are problems that Trump himself cannot basically fix. But is this an opportunity of a lifetime? Is this an opportunity that you should be looking forward to? When fear is at an all-time high is usually when millionaires are made. So I want to definitely talk about this right now. So as you can see, breaking U.S. technology stocks drop sharply amid a mountain sell-off in crypto and the rising tensions between the U.S. and Iran, right? So Iran right now is basically threatening the United States of America, and all these things are happening, right? Another thing I want to say, somebody said all of my holdings are down except gold and silver. Yes, because gold and silver is where people go. This right here, this bar right here, this is when you know, excuse me, I know it sounds loud when you slam it, but this is when you know that when these things start to go up, this is where people go to these types of commodities for safety. So if people are fleeing Bitcoin, they're fleeing XRP, they're fleeing the stock market, U.S. companies, they're going straight to gold and silver. So I'm hoping that you guys got that. Gold and silver, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you guys are holding your money there because right now it's not looking good for the XRP price. If you bought this a year ago, you are down 43% on your investment. Let's actually check the Bitcoin price. The Bitcoin price is down 3% today. In the last year, Bitcoin is down 26%, just 26. So you would still be down, but you'll be down a little bit less than what you be down with XRP. So I am looking at these prices. I think this is going to crash, keep on crashing, especially with the stock market crashing in this direction. So, by the way, we've hit peak level of insanity, by the way. Peak level of insanity, guys. When you see stuff like this. Right. So the poly market, guys, is a betting market. Right. This is where people go and they bet on things and outcomes. Right. It's pretty crazy. But this is where people are at today. And do you know that they're on the poly market that they're betting the odds of Jesus returning this year have doubled overnight, a 4% chance, guys. Now, I'm going to tell you why this is happening and why people are betting that Jesus is coming back. We got 55 people in here. Make sure to smash the like button for me, guys. I appreciate 55 people. I know it's not that many for right now, but eventually soon, we'd have this channel looking like my other channel when we talk about politics. But of course, Jesus coming back, guys. Anybody got a bet on that? Anybody want to bet? So that is the peak level of insanity that we have hit on people and what they're doing with their money. Everybody seems to be down. We got, again, let's actually go to the Iran conflict. When we go to the Iran conflict, these are all the things that wait for gold to get a bit lower. Well, gold crashed today as well. It didn't crash. It corrected. Gold has been a lot volatile, excuse me. Let's go to the gold price. Gold has been more volatile than Bitcoin. So gold was at an all-time high. Today is up a little bit. It's up 17 bucks. And the last month is up $500. And the last 5 days is down 12%. So gold is a little volatile. I mean, but it's still moving up. Let me show you the gold chart. So the gold prices, you can say that they're being manipulated, but yeah, there was a huge crash on silver. Let's go to silver real quick. So you could pretty much talk about how these markets could be pretty much manipulated. As you can see, in the last 5 days, silver is down 30%. So I hope you guys didn't buy the Pico top. I hope you guys didn't buy the Pico top of this. So on this channel, I'm basically showing you guys microeconomics. What is affecting the prices of all these things to go up? Where's the fear and greed index? That's something else that we need to talk about. Let's go to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is pretty much the entire market of crypto, right? So if we go to the fear and greed index, it's getting to that time. So what do we do here? What do we do here, guys? When you see, right, to the 50 people that are watching, when you see, right, what do you see here? So this is the fear and greed, right? Fear and greed just pretty much. So yesterday was extreme fear. So what happens when people are most fearful? What happens in crypto when people are most fearful? What happens in the stock market when people are most fearful? That means that people are selling. People are scared. Their emotions, right? Like their emotions have literally taken over the entire body and sentiment. And you want to know who's waiting? You want to know who's waiting for this? Let me show you guys. This is why I think this channel is going to be important, right? Because I'm going to show you Robert Kawasaki, right? Some of you guys probably know Robert Kawasaki. Robert Kawasaki, let me make sure I spell Kiyosaki. Crash. This is what billionaires do when everybody's scared, right? So when everybody's scared, let me see if I can find it. So when everybody's scared, people like Robert Kawasaki, who are basically, let me see if I can find it, man. So Robert Kawasaki. Okay, here we go. Yes. This. So when everybody is fearful, this is what these billionaires do, guys. Look at this.
I love crashes. When the markets crash, that's when I get rich. Everything goes on sale. So people, well, what the S&P is at all-time highs. I'd be out because I only go one more direction down.
Do you expect a crash in the near future, and how do you get rich during a crash?
Well, that's what I was talking about Zimbabwe when I was there. When I saw that crash, I said, this is great. The sad thing, what happened in Zimbabwe was I was talking to this young entrepreneur about your age. He lost his nerve. I could tell he was smart. He had that. I said, you live in one of the richest, Zimbabwe is one of the richest countries. It's a gold country. Man, there's so many gold mines here and all this. So I'd be on like a cheap suit. He lost his nerve. I've seen it happen. When a pilot loses their nerve, we take them off the line. They can't handle they just can't handle it.
So there you go. So you hear that, right? There's blood on the streets. People like Robert Kawasaki, who is a billionaire, who has a lot of gold and silver, was making the announcements that he's going to be buying Bitcoin. He's going to be buying Bitcoin below 100,000. He's going to be buying gold and silver. And guess what? This guy's getting rich right now because everyone is scared. Everyone is scared. Everyone is scared. So when everybody is scared, these billionaires, these people whose mentalities in the market, you know, this is what they do. They buy the dips. When all the retail investors are panicking, this is when these people come and go. So what are we looking at here? Well, we're looking at the crypto market. Obviously, you guys know I'm a big investor. A lot of my portfolio is in Bitcoin right now. I'm down, but I'm buying, right? Because I was ready for this crash. I bought Bitcoin on a crash. So Bitcoin is down from its all-time highs. And of course, you know, I would not buy silver right now. I would wait for another correction. If I was looking to buy technology stocks that are down, I would buy these things right here. So now let's go to Iran. Let's actually keep up with this, right? Because Trump is having talks with Iran. What is making money go down? What is making people panic and fear about their retirements? What's making people panic and fear about their retirements is the videos that are coming out of Iran are not good, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so this is why the markets are down. So apparently, breaking Friday's nuclear talks between the U.S. and Iran have been canceled. So when you go and you look at Iran, okay, Trump accounts launch massive wealth transfer in gold, silver, crypto, and also stock markets. Military buildup in Iran. Epstein files drop. Tariff decision waiting. Government shutdown. There's a bat virus. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about this new virus, ladies and gentlemen. It's called the Nipah virus. I think that's how you say that. So why do I feel like something huge is about to happen? I think you're right. I think this is the right sentiment. Let me actually repost this. This is the correct sentiment. Yeah, because it just doesn't feel good out here for right now. But when it doesn't feel good in the streets, well, that's when you got to become the hunter, right? That's when people are down the most. You got to become the hunter. You got to look for those hidden gems. You got to look to see what's going on, you know? Let me see what's going on. Nuclear power generation. Betting on Jesus returning before 2027. If one bets he will not, you might win the bet. If one bets he will return, winning means nothing. We'll all have moved on. Well, if you keep track of the Bible, that's not how it works. You know, when the rapture happens, or you know, when people get chosen to go up to heaven, that's when the people that didn't get chosen to go up to heaven have to live in on earth. So we got a long way to go, in my opinion, before, you know, tribulations and you know, the book of Revelations actually plays itself out. So yeah, I just, you know, the Nipah virus, that's something that Nipah, I don't want to talk too much about this, obviously, but this is something that's definitely been on my radar. It came on my radar about a week ago, and it's everywhere, right? Nipah virus outbreak, why experts are watching closely. Stopping the Nipah. I don't know. Is that how you say Nipah virus? Nipah? So Nipah virus is definitely something that is causing a lot of fear right now as well, because people are getting, and it's crazy because really under a Trump presidency again, we're going to have something like this happen again. I'm starting to think, you know what I mean? I'm starting to think, you know what I mean? You guys know what I mean? So does anybody here, what does your portfolios look like? You don't have to tell me, you know, you don't have to say anything. You don't even have to answer that. But what do you guys look forward to investing in without giving me too much personal information? I know personally I'm waiting for crypto to bottom. I think there's a huge opportunity with Bitcoin here. I love Bitcoin. One of the main reasons I love it is because of its scarcity. I love it because, in my opinion, it just makes better money than gold. I think when all these gold bugs realize that they can't move the gold, try to sell your gold, right? Like, and this is nothing against gold, but this is a very dangerous game people are playing when they invest in gold in this way. Let me actually go to Grant Cardone. Gold. This is nothing against gold. I'm just saying, be careful buying too much of something that you can't sell for the price that you think that you are going to sell it for. Here we go. So there's the video I want to show you guys about gold. Let me see. We got 81 people. Guys, make sure to smash the like button. Let more people know that we're here talking about crashing, everything that's happening in the markets, technology, AI. That's another thing I want to talk to you guys about is AI companies. AI is a lot darker and deeper than a lot of people even realize with what's going on with those. I think a lot of people just really, I think our people, right, our community needs to know more about money, because money, you follow the money, you find everything, right? You follow the money in the country, you find all the fraud. You find all the money, you find everything, right? When you followed the money in Minnesota, what happened? When you follow the money with Ilhan Omar, what happens? So like when you follow the money with all these politicians, what happens? Everything has to do with money. I know. I don't want to talk about money all day, but this is the root causes of all of these problems that we have in this country today. The fact that we didn't stop printing money, the fact that we got off the gold standard to begin with, the fact that we have to have the best military in the world in order to protect the world's reserve currency. Then we have China trying to basically tell us that they're about to launch the next reserve currency, that their currency, the yuan, is supposed, they want that to be the next world reserve currency. They want to debank and debase the US dollar. I mean, these are things that are happening. I think people should know about this stuff, right? Like you have countries literally coming together to debase the United States of America. Now, I'm not telling you to operate from a place of fear, but I'm telling you to operate from a place of information. So that way you guys know exactly what's coming. So here we go. So this video is about gold, right? And I think there's a gold trap here that a lot of people aren't paying attention to. Take a listen.
I know a guy right now trying to get rid of like 10,000 pieces of silver. He can't. Really? He can't get a real offer on it. He's getting a 30% discount below the market. Damn. Like this is people see it just spiking up like this, and they're like, "Oh my God, gold's at $100." Go try to sell a fucking shitload of gold. Huh. Go try to sell $10 million worth of gold today, and watch what happens. Huh. You're going to have offers 20 and 30% below market, right? Because you want to sell your gold now. You're showing your hand, putting your flag up, say, "Surrender. I want my $100." You're not going to get $100 for your gold, not in scale.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
and you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Much less in 5 minutes. Gold, same thing. It's got to go get it authenticated. It's got to get validated. Mm-hmm. It's got to get, dude, there's a lot of fake gold, okay? Then somebody's going to have to pay you the money, and then you got to get it out of storage, okay? The Bitcoin, dude, the Bitcoin is a real thing, though. Bing.
Right.
I can have it tomorrow. I can trade it back to you in 5 minutes. Like, that to me is real, because Bitcoin to me is not just money. It is technology. Unlike gold or silver or even paper stocks, okay?
Yeah. So again, not advocating for anybody not to have gold, but you got to be very careful having too much gold or silver, because the moment you try to go sell it, what is it going to be actually worth? So I think that's a good conversation to have with people that, are definitely in extreme fear mode, right? This is extreme fear mode. I buy tokenized gold. Where do you buy your tokenized gold from? Do you buy it from the Peter Schiff, Tether Gold, tokenized gold? So again, this is what's going on. Again, let me actually give you guys some more news. So I told you guys about the virus. I told you guys about China. Let me actually show you what's going on with China. So I told you there's a battle for the next reserve currency, right? China. Let me see if this pops up. This is why Trump is trying very hard to, to make sure that China doesn't get too close to the United States of America, right? Doesn't get too close. Because when it comes to China, they would love to replace the US dollar. They would love to be the most dominant nation on planet Earth. That's what they would love. They want to win the AI race. They want to do these things. Let me see. Reserve currency. So what happens when the United States of America's currency isn't, right? Right? What happens when the United States of America isn't the world's reserve currency? What happens then? All right. I think that's something that a lot of people aren't really talking about. So again, here's China. China wants a gold-backed yuan as global reserve currency. So China wants to do what the United States did before 1971. So when you see countries like Canada, right? When you see countries like Canada working with China, you got to be very, very careful. Canada is out here working with China, but China wants to be the world's reserve currency. Look, you know what China wants to do? If you have dollars on your hand, like if you have actual US dollars, you know what China would love for you to have? Zero. China would love for your dollars to be worth nothing, because they are worth nothing. Think about it. The dollar is backed by nothing. The dollar is the problem with the United States of America. It's one of the biggest problems. I tell you that all the time. You know what somebody told me? Somebody was like, "Oh, cash is king." No, it's not. You want to know what's king? Our military is king. Our sanctions are king. We are making sure that these countries play ball with our currency, or if not, we will kidnap you in the middle of the night. We will find a way to basically arrest you. That is the game that the United States of America has been playing way before Trump, way before any other president, right? This is literally Nixon, right? This is way before even Ronald Reagan. So these are the dangers, guys. This is where we need to be very careful to if you don't know, make sure that you know and keep up with what's going on here, because there's a dangerous game being played. And I think these next 3 years of our lives are about to be very, very important as to the future of the United States of America. Yeah. Yeah, because like Germany wants their gold back. Did you guys hear about that? So Germany's never getting their gold back. So Germany gold apparently Okay, so look, this is how you know Europeans are panicking, right? So Europe, like, does Trump want Germany's gold, the safety of U.S. billions in reserves? Is Germany gold safe in New York? Right? Economists advise withdrawal from the United States vaults. So apparently, there's people, right? There's people that are advising, right? Economists, really smart people, are advising Germany to basically withdraw their U.S. vaults where we have their gold, their gold. So why are countries trying to take their gold back? Somebody said that's old news. Yeah, it's just literally 2 days ago, a week ago. This is not old news. What's old news is obviously Germany wanting their gold back. France wanted their gold back, but today they want their gold back because they basically believe that the dollar is about to be non-existent, right? So when we go search up the U.S. dollar, many people are saying that Trump is doing this on purpose. We'll talk about that in just 1 second. Many people, as the U.S. dollar, excuse me, over the past month, the United States of America's dollars weakened 1.2%, and is down by 10% over the last 12 months. So it's dropped about 10% losses. So what that means is it just lost some value. Things become things just become a little harder to purchase. But many people say that Trump is doing this on purpose, to basically balance the debt. We have a lot of debt, obviously. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, so when it comes to Bitcoin, again, I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to get them to buy what I buy. No, I just think that in 20 years, people will realize that everything, the answers were right in front of them, right? As far as why certain things were made, why certain things are done. And when things get attacked, like Bitcoin gets attacked a lot, right? You hear people in the XRP army or people who have other assets, you know what they do? They attack Bitcoin all the time. I think when you see attacks like that, you know what that makes me want to do? It makes me want to love it more. So like, you know what? You're becoming underappreciated because people don't see the value in you. They think it's just digital data. It's not just digital data. When you do the research, right? So when you open up a book and you talk about these things, yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm not going to talk for too much. This is my first monetized video on YouTube speaking about investing. We topped out at 94 people. So I appreciate everybody coming through. I know it's not that many people right now, but I think in the future, if we talk about finance, investing, also there's a link down below. If you guys want to know more about investing, you guys should join my friends over at Caleb and Brown. Is basically a crypto exchange that also gives you a personal finance mentor who teaches you how to basically invest. So you guys can sign up there, get some updates, get some emails from them, have a conversation with them, and let them know what your goals are. There's no better time to get into crypto, in my opinion. There's a lot of opportunity, especially when everybody is scared. So if you guys can click it, basically it's just basically you'll get a few emails. You can get on the phone with them. You can sign up with Caleb and Brown, very trusted partners. They're from Australia, but they work here in the United States of America, based out of the United States of America as well. And they're very good when it comes to handling, when it comes to handling your crypto. And for those people who don't understand how to invest, Caleb and Brown is really good for you guys. It's good for people that really don't want to do too much work. So yeah, that Caleb and Brown, ladies and gentlemen. There's the link down below. So definitely go check that out. And if you haven't smashed the like button, smash the like button. Let people know that we have a good show. I think we're gonna have a good show. Also, the people that are here, let me make some of you guys moderators, because if you're here right now, if you're here at the beginning of my journey on investing and talking about politics and finance, I'm very excited about what the future holds, and we will be going live a lot more than we're not. So here's something let me make some of you guys moderators, right? So let me see who's a moderator here. How do I know who's a moderator? Is this person a moderator? Remove a standard moderator. So Sassy Mercury is a moderator. Is that the only moderator we have in here? Who wants to be a moderator? Okay, you want to be a moderator, Toxie? How do I make you a moderator? Add as moderator. So here we go. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing here, because you guys are gonna be here with me on this journey. And obviously, you know, before a lot of people start coming in, because you know that's usually what happens over time when you become consistent. Standard moderator. So we got another moderator. Who else wants to be a moderator here with me? Bitcoin is what kidnappers want for the moms who's missing. Yeah, they if they want Bitcoin, then that means that with the Bitcoin, what are they gonna do? They're gonna basically exchange it for US dollars. So money is what they want. It's not just Bitcoin, right? A gun is what they're using to kidnap her. Are we gonna stop using guns? Right? Tammy, what's going on? Tammy Wilkstrom. Why does that name sound familiar? BTC to zero. Cool, bro. Good for you, brother. If BTC goes to zero, I lose it all. I'm coming to find you. If BTC goes to zero, I'm coming to find you. Man, he don't even know. I'm coming to find you, bro. Be careful. I'm coming to get ya. Who else said I'm in? All right, cool. I'll make you a moderator. I'll make you guys a moderator. If you guys want to be moderators, I don't really care. As long as you're moderating and not doing too much, doesn't really matter to me. Yeah, we're gonna attract people who actually like Bitcoin on this channel, hopefully over time, because there's so many people that don't like Bitcoin that watch me on this channel. And when I talk about it, it makes them cringe. And so I don't want to cause that. So, you know, we got to attract a new healthy crowd when it comes to just as a whole. Yeah. What type of ad? So do you guys see ads when you click the channel? Because I got monetized on this channel today. Let me see what you guys see. Maybe I could find it before I get out of here. There it is. Yeah. Okay, cool. Epstein is Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Epstein is Trump too, right? Epstein, Trump, Epstein. Yeah, you know, Trump and Epstein. That was his best friend, right? That's what we're gonna say next. We're gonna say that Trump and Epstein were with little girls, right? Like that's what we're gonna do. That's the cope. That's the cope for some people. You know, that's the cope. Oh my God, Epstein created Bitcoin. Oh my God, bro couldn't even send an encrypted email. If he created Bitcoin, why were all his emails not encrypted? He can't even encrypt the email. You expect him to create Bitcoin? Really? Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, dog. Like, he would have encrypted. He would have never got caught. He couldn't even encrypt his emails. You think he's going to encrypt code? Do you know how genius the invention of crypto is? Bitcoin was the first one. And maybe you invest in a coin like XRP. That comes from Bitcoin. XRP would never exist if it wasn't for the idea of Bitcoin. So if you're investing in XRP, you only invested in it because Bitcoin was the first one in 2008, 2009. You want to know what? I'm going to explain to you something. Let me explain to you. Bitcoin is very, very young. How somebody answer this for me. How old is gold? How old is gold? This is why I respect gold more than any other asset. I think gold should be respected. I would never disrespect gold. How long has gold existed? How long has gold existed? Gold has existed for thousands of years. In fact, gold is God's gift to humanity for money. The problem is, the problem with people, and when it comes to Bitcoin, is what they don't realize is Bitcoin is very young. Not only is Bitcoin very young, Bitcoin trades like a technology stock, because technically you can look at Bitcoin like a technology stock. Bitcoin is technology, it's digital. So Bitcoin is still in the speculation, right? It's still speculation, right? It's like Tesla back in like 2008, 9. It's like Nvidia back in 2008 and 9. Speculation. But you want to know how everybody's mind changes? When Bitcoin goes to $250,000, $300,000 per Bitcoin, you want to know what people are going to be saying? You want to know what people are going to be saying? Damn, man, I should have bought Bitcoin. You want to know what people were saying when Bitcoin was at 5,000? Oh, it's going to zero. You want to know what people are saying now? Damn, I wish I would have bought Bitcoin at 5,000. So like that Bitcoin has no utility argument. Bitcoin is the better money overall, in my opinion, and is more trusted to a lot of other people. That's why people still buy it to today. So you can argue with me, but I know in 10 years I'll come back here and I'll be right. I know that. I'm betting on that. You can bet on XRP all you want, but here's what happens when you bet on XRP versus Bitcoin, right? When you bet on XRP versus Bitcoin, you'd be down in 1 month 23%. In 1 year, you'd be down 42%. That's almost half. Half of your investment is gone, right? If you invest in Bitcoin, yeah, you'd be down, but when it comes to a year, there's a huge difference. It's only down 26% versus almost 50%. So I guess you're going to be bleeding to Bitcoin your whole entire life, that you keep fading Bitcoin because you think it's too expensive. So when you think Bitcoin's too expensive, you know what you got to do? Assets by market cap. This is what you need to do. You got to zoom out and realize this, right? This is gold. Gold by market cap, right? Gold's market cap is $34 trillion. Silver's market cap by itself is larger than the entire crypto sphere. Crypto as a whole is only $2.8 trillion in market cap size. Silver and Nvidia are larger in market cap. That means money in the market. Bitcoin is only a $1.4 trillion market cap. Still very young, right? When it comes to trust, people trust metals, right? 4.8 trillion, 34.5 trillion. That's a lot of money. You know how much money that is? The entire stock market is only $60 trillion. So yeah, talk to me about XRP. Good luck, because people aren't even, if they're not picking Bitcoin, they're definitely not picking XRP. So I think XRP is a bad investment in the last year. I think if you want to buy, I would wait for it to crash down even more. And if you believe in it, I mean, look, this is the problem that I have with XRP. There's pastors, right? Pastors that are coming out and saying that Jesus is telling them that XRP is going up. That XRP is God's chosen coin. When people start to do that, I'll be honest, I get very worried. Because now you're playing a different game. What is a stable coin? It's a good question. Stable coin are pretty much most stable coins are made through the Ethereum network. So stable coins are basically US dollar coin. So it's basically you put your US dollars there, and it doesn't go up in value, doesn't go up or down. You can also earn a yield on that, but you can't send it across. It's not Bitcoin, right? So that would be the difference between that. A stable coin is something that you swap from US dollars from your bank account over to a stable coin. It's a crypto stable coin. That's what that is. Stable coins are also earning yield about 4.5%. So you can put your US dollars there and treat it as a bank account as well. Earn 4% a year on your US dollars. Yeah. I hear a lot about the crypto. Yeah, but if it's backed by a stable coin, it's still going to be the same problems. You're still going to have the same problems. What stable coin are you actually going to trust? Right? Like that's the thing. It's like, it's not that I think look, you want to know how I'd be happy? And I don't even care if my bags go to zero. I don't care. If I go broke behind this, but if the US dollar goes back into a gold backed reserve and is backed, like if the United States dollar is finally backed by gold again, I would happily let Bitcoin fail. I would love for Bitcoin to fail at that. We got what we wanted. I don't want Bitcoin to fail. I think it's a great technology. I think it's a great store of value. Obviously, if you have a wallet, private wallet, your money and your keys live offline. But if the United States of America's dollar goes back to the gold standard, problem solved. You can't print any more money. You can't print that much gold. You can't print things out of thin air. But the United States of America is never gonna allow that. The only reason why there's trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars is because we printed that, because our dollar is backed by nothing. So we can operate on a deficit. We operate on a trade deficit. That means we export more dollars than we actually import, or we import what is it? We import more dollars than we export because we don't do anything in the United States of America. That's why Trump comes and he's like, yo, we need to start making things. We need to export more things, right? I mean, we need to stop exporting more things. We need to have people come and take and make, right? We need to be the exporters and the importers. We need to start doing more. All we do is our dollars. All we give countries, they make things and we basically give them bonds. But those bonds go to zero, then what happens? Right? Bonds are basically our money systems, right? They're basically countries give us their gold, countries give us their we give countries like a good deal on these gold, on these bonds. And what happens is countries make and ache, and we just import these things instead of exporting. We need to be the great exporter. Instead of exporting dollars, we need to be making things and exporting it to the rest of the world. But when China makes everything, China's saying, well, why do we have to keep doing this? We don't want to do this no more. We export, we import, we do everything better than the United States of America because they don't make anything. What's the worth? The US dollar? No, let's use another currency. So we don't have to depend on these guys no more. They can't bully us no more. So that's the problem that we're dealing with when it comes to the dollar. All right, guys, that's enough for me. I could yap about this all day. If we back the dollar with gold, I heard that our spending power would triple and quadruple, says the God Rules guy. Yeah, our purchasing power will go up because the price of gold will go up. Purchasing power. But the problem is, the good thing about being on gold is that we get stability. We get less printing. We get less problems with that. But the United States of America won't do it because the moment that the United States of America faces a financial crisis again, we're going to have to print our way out of it. And it's either that or we let everything collapse. And I don't think anybody wants to see another collapse. So you have to keep printing money. You have to keep going in debt. The problem is it's getting uncontrollable. You can't control this thing no more. We are almost $40 trillion in debt. That is scary. All right, guys. I love y'all. Smash the like button. I'll see you guys on the next one.